Welcome to Whitlock Garage, where we're united by trucks. Today, we're coming at you from the new Whitlock Garage, United by Trucks headquarters. It's just an office on the back side of my house. It was an old sunroom, but we're turning it into something cool. So you'll probably see a lot more videos of me coming from this office, this studio. We're gonna have plenty of stuff up on the walls, cool stuff to look at. And the cool thing about it is Teddy's just right here. I can see him while I'm working at my desk during the day. You can see Teddy right here in the carport, so that's a really, really cool thing. But today, we're answering your questions that you submitted on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. But before we do that, I gotta jump in to a little bit of mail time. So it's not that much. Obviously, you see the larger channels knock down boxes, but I got a couple of special ones that I wanna highlight today, so we'll jump into that real quick. All right, so let's check out some of these awesome gifts. So first things first, I'm gonna tear this package open right here. It's kind of tough to do one-handed, but let's see what our good buddy, he may not want me to read this out loud, but I'm gonna go ahead anyway. Robbie, appreciate the support on my IG pages as well as YouTube. Also glad to be a part of the motivation to get you started on your channel. Yep, I've shared that with him. Also sharing that again in this video. You're killing the game and hope to see you continue to grow with it and united by trucks. Stay motivated. John Wargo. That's my homie right there. So it looks like he sent over some motivated decals. I'll drop the link down to his brand, Motivated. This guy is super awesome. Obviously, you should go check out his channel. That'll be linked down in the description. Let's see what else we got. Oh boy. We got a t-shirt. Not just any t-shirt. A t-shirt from our man Jason, Old Car Auto Guy on YouTube. Let's see. Looks like we've got another letter to open up one-handed. Hope you guys don't mind me reading these letters out loud. I guess if you don't want me to read anything on camera, don't send it to me. All right, let's see. Oh heck yeah, Old Car Auto Guy decal. I'm gonna read this without showing any of his personal information. So Robbie, I'm excited. I've been watching your channel for a while now and have really been enjoying it. The C10 square body and F-Series that ended up in your driveway. He's referring to my What's in My Driveway segment, which I have so much fun with. Thanks for the opportunity for me to send you something from my channel. I hope you wear it proud and share the message of Old Car Auto Guy. All the best from fellow YouTuber Jason Carr at Old Car Auto Guy. If you haven't watched him, is just a really, really awesome guy, cool guy. And I really, really, really appreciate this shirt. Jason says, focus on the windshield, not the rear view mirror. And man, we do that a ton on this channel, as y'all know. Actually, I take that back. We actually look in the rear view mirror a lot because we're oftentimes dragging a classic truck around on a trailer. So, you know, we look out the windshield, but we also look in the rear view mirror. But I get the sentiment, Jason. Appreciate you and John Wargo both for sending some cool merch, motivated apparel, and obviously Old Car Auto Guy's brand, so really appreciate that. All right, so before we jump into the questions, if you have not seen the young Chevy truck collaboration that we've had going over the last couple of days, I'll link a couple of those videos down in the description. We did a video on the Whitlock Garage channel with Stone on his truck, and you know, we get a little sideways in it. So I'll drop the link to that video down in the description. Also, Stone has been putting out videos on me driving his C10, and I think he's even got one coming where he's driving Teddy. So I'll drop that link down in the description as well. But Stone's a really cool guy, so if you have not checked out his channel, please, please go subscribe. Oh, and one thing I need to mention, so as a part of these collab videos with Young Chevy Trucks YouTube channel, you find out that Teddy was a long bed at one point in time. So you definitely want to go watch his review, you know, build video of me talking about Teddy and the specifics behind Teddy, how he came to be, how he is now, and there's some nuggets of information that I've never shared before in that video, and one of them is that Teddy was a long bed. So definitely go watch that video on Young Chevy Trucks YouTube channel and support Stone and his passion for these classic trucks. Also, before we jump into the Q&A, 5,000 subscriber giveaway. Yeah, I know I'm a little behind on the giveaway setup, so I missed the 4,000 subscriber giveaway. I know I asked everybody to go sign up on UnitedByTrucks.com, pop your email in there, and I'm gonna pick from those who submitted their email. But honestly, we blew through 4,000. We've already blown through 5,000, which I should say right here, thank you so much for all the support that you guys have given on the channel in the last couple of videos. All that to say, we're on our way to 6,000 subscribers as we sit today. So I'm gonna be picking 3 winners for the 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 giveaway. All you have to do, if you haven't already done so, is head over to UnitedByTrucks.com and enter your email address down at the bottom of the page. So basically all I'm gonna do is pull in all those email addresses. There'll be a number attached to them. I'm gonna throw them in a random number generator, and then we're gonna pick the top 3 based on whatever that generator puts forth. So head over to UnitedByTrucks.com. Really excited about that. We've got some new merch coming to hit UnitedByTrucks.com that I think you're gonna be really jazzed about, and these 3 winners will be the first to receive that new merch. And I think there's even a promo code there, so use the promo code, grab you some decals while you're there. Finally, before we jump into the Q&A, I wanna let y'all know that I'm gonna be at Southeastern Truck Nationals July 13th in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. That's right outside of Nashville. For the first time, we're gonna have a United by Trucks booth. We'll be selling merch there. We'll be hanging out with Ron, Two Trucks Ron. We'll be hanging out with Rick, who's got the red and white square body that we call SQRBDY, and we'll be hanging out with John, who is my truck partner. We'll all be there hanging out, so come by July 13th and talk about trucks. So let's jump into the Q&A. First question comes from Samuel on Instagram, and if you don't know my Instagram, it's Whitlock_Garage. I'll drop a link down to that Instagram profile in the description. We show a lot of behind the scenes stuff there, so if you're not a follower on Instagram, please go check that out. First question comes from Samuel Buntrock. I think that's how you say his last name. It says, what makes you a GM guy? I would definitely identify myself as a GM guy. That's really most of what I've owned. I've actually owned a Ford before. In college, I drove a Mercury Mountaineer. In high school, I actually drove a Ford Explorer, but I primarily identify myself, especially when it comes to classics, as a GM guy. That said, I absolutely love the 67 to 72 Ford F100s. Those are some of my favorite trucks. Really one of my first memories of being in what I would now consider a classic truck is my Uncle Ricky had a, I want to say it was a mid-80s F100, F150, whatever you called them back then. It was lifted, it was brown, had some 33s probably on it, and I just remember riding in the middle, section of the seat, slid over right next to him, being 3 or 4 years old, and just riding around with him. So that's one of my first memories. But what makes me a GM guy? My first classic truck was a C10, so we'll talk about that here in a minute, but I just love the C10s, 67 to 72 in particular. Love all Chevy trucks, but those are the ones I really love the most. All right, one coming from Two Trucks Ron. Obviously, y'all know Two Trucks Ron. He owns Pecos. He wants to know, when's there gonna be some more footage? Some of that lost episode type stuff. So I've got plenty of what I would call footage that hit the cutting room floor that we didn't include in the videos. I got plenty of that type of footage, so I'm probably gonna make another compilation video. I like to share those a lot of times in the giveaway videos, but I think I'm gonna start, now that we have a pretty good following and a good viewer base and a good community around United by Trucks and Whitlock Garage, I'm probably gonna start including these Q&As as a part of the giveaway videos. So thanks for tuning in and submitting your question. Ron, more lost footage, more bonus footage coming at you soon. All right, this is from my buddy Rocky on Instagram. It's Jalopy Jenkins 22. What is your most desired C10 or dream C10? I'll be honest with you. This may sound cliche, but Teddy is pretty much it. I have a lot more to do to that truck, but I wanted a light green 67, 68 short bed with an LS, original paint, lots of patina, and I wanted the ability to switch up a lot of wheels, so I converted it to 5-lug, obviously disc brake, but that truck has the potential to essentially be my dream C10. I'm going to continue working on it, continue doing cool things to it, but from a desired standpoint, I like a short bed for a street truck, and 67, 68s are my favorite. Okay, this is coming from John Wargo, who actually sent us those motivated decals earlier on in the episode. John's a great friend. He drives a new 2018 Chevy Silverado just like I do, except his is white. But he's the one that actually inspired me, one of the ones that actually inspired me to get on YouTube. When I was doing research on my Crew Cab 18 Z71, I ran across his channel and he had a lot of great information on there. So I really credit him for inspiring me to get started on YouTube. As a matter of fact, I was watching his videos and it was the day after Thanksgiving, I believe, that I bought the new truck. And November 28th, which I believe was like a day or two after that, I actually started this YouTube channel. So all of that culmination of watching John Wargo's videos really pushed me to believe that I could turn the camera around and shine it on all this classic truck stuff that I was doing already. So I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it. I gotta say a huge thanks to John Wargo. But to answer his question more specifically, what got you into building older trucks, and do you think you'd still do them if you live further north where they're harder to find in decent condition? First off, I don't consider myself a builder. I consider myself, just a shade tree mechanic type person. I'm very much nuts and bolts. I don't really weld, I don't do paint and body, I'm not good at electrical, I'm very much nuts and bolts. So I have a lot of friends around me that help me do a lot of those things that I can't do, and I would suggest that if you're in the same boat that I am, that you build that kind of network, that you establish those friendships, and you're gonna have a much better time anyway than doing it in your garage by yourself. Though I know there are a lot of people who can do that in their garage by themselves and have just as much fun. But for me, it's a lot more fun to have people around me who can do the things that I can't do, or even do the same things that I can do. We get to laugh and cut up and have a lot of fun doing it while we're actually working on these trucks. So I like to say that I assemble trucks. Sometimes I disassemble trucks, but a lot of times I put them back together. But I'm definitely not a builder by any stretch of the imagination. What got me into building trucks? I would say camera died, but I'm back. Let's jump back into the Q&A. I think I left off where I was answering John Wargo's question about what got you into building older trucks. Do you think you'd still do them if you live further north where they're harder to find in decent condition? So the answer to the second part of the question, yes, I would. A little rust don't stop me. But the first part, what got you into building older trucks? Obviously my dad, he took me around to a lot of car shows and truck shows when I was young. He never really owned anything, but he just made sure that I was exposed to that kind of thing. However, his best friend's son, Zach Zimmerman, is someone who really had an influence on me when it comes to modifying these trucks and making them your own. Zach owns an auto detailing shop that is like second to none in our hometown of Cedartown, Georgia. He is unbelievably good at what he does. So I'll drop his Instagram link down in the description. It's called Hooks Detailing, so I'll put that out right here. So he had, I believe it was an 87 C10 short bed, sort of that dark navy color, highly optioned truck. He slammed it, put some torque thrusts on it, redid the interior back when tweed was cool. But he was one of the guys that really just put the bug in me to want to get my own truck, whether it was a mini truck or a classic truck. At the time it was a mini truck because I was really into S10s, and we'll get into more of that here in just a minute. But he's the one that really put the bug in me to get my own truck and to modify it and make it something that was personal and more my own. So thanks for the question, John. What's up? So my good buddy Herman Lomas, he sent in the question on Instagram, what would you have done to the truck if you had bought that barn find C10 from the latest episode? And if you haven't watched the latest episode yet, I'll drop the link down in the description to it. It was an unbelievable experience. Big thanks to Alex Walker of Walker Tuned. Drop his Instagram name down in the description. But if you haven't watched that video, I'll also drop a link to the video down in the description, or throw it up right here in the card. But really, I don't know what I would have done with that truck. It is so close to Teddy, but yet so different. So I probably would do exactly what Alex is doing and get it running, put some wheels and tires on it. And when I say wheels and tires, period correct Steelies with hubcaps, which it already has, and Alex has already bought the other two Steelies that are period correct for it. But I would probably bring it back to an original state, at least for the time being, redo the interior, buff the paint, and make sure it was running well mechanically, and drive it for a little while, and then decide what I wanted to do with something like that. But that truck is super duper special, even for the South where everybody thinks we don't have any rust, which is completely untrue. Teddy's got a ton of rust and is a Georgia truck. That's what I would do. I would get it running just like it is and try that on for size for a little while. Vootstock on Instagram wants to know, when are you gonna shave that beard? Answer is never. My wife would kill me if I shaved it. Jake B. Jumpin', what are your future plans with trucks in general? Looking to keep doing what you're doing now or moving to another style? So, great question. I actually get this question a lot. Obviously, I'm huge into C10s, but I got a special surprise coming in another future episode that is still GM, but it's definitely not a C10. Definitely still a truck, because I'm a truck guy at heart. That's just it. I love trucks. Always have, always will. And I'm gonna end up building a little bit different flavor, or assembling a little bit different flavor. So we'll show you what that looks like right here on the channel. So as for the future plans, yeah, something a little bit different outside of a C10. Jason, Old Car Auto Guy, the guy that sent us the shirt and the decals, you should definitely go check out his channel. He's an awesome guy doing some really cool stuff in the auto scene. He asked, at what age did you acquire your first truck? Was it a C10? So the answer is, I was 15, my parents bought me a 96 Chevrolet C10, short bed, regular cab, black with a 4.3 V6, automatic, I think it was a 4L60E. That truck would slap fly. And I lowered it a little bit, put some 17-inch Eagle alloys on it, and love that truck. At the time, I was really into mini trucks, so that was the perfect thing for me. However, it was 2 years later that I ended up with a C10. Actually, that's not a question. So Muscle Garage Dental asks, will you be doing any more tech stuff such as your seat lowering video? So the answer is yes. Obviously, still need to put headers on Teddy, need to fix the doors on Teddy, about to put a motor in the K5 after we get it built. So there'll be a lot of tech stuff that's happening, and we're going to continue to film everything we do automotive related. It has been a challenge lately because we've been moving. I've had so much going on with work that a lot of the stuff that's been easier to document is us buying stuff and going to pick stuff up and us digging stuff out. So we're going to continue to do the tech stuff, like the seat lowering brackets, the lowering Teddy, installing the mirrors on the side. So we've already done some stuff like that, and we'll continue to do more. Jay Ramirez 2911 asks, would you like to do a video with Mike Finnegan in the future? Obviously I would. Mike Finnegan is one of the top tier folks in this scene, particularly as it relates to YouTube and automotive channels. I met him recently. We actually sold him a truck recently. If you haven't seen that video, hit it right here in the card. We sold him a square body. I've become friends with his right-hand guy, David Newbern, also a great guy. Finnegan is a great guy. So yeah, who would want to do a video with Finnegan? Cdova since 82 asked, do I have a day job? I absolutely have a day job. As I've mentioned 1,000 times before, I just started this channel 6 months ago. Yes, we've seen some crazy growth, and I want to continue to have that growth, but I do have a day job. Thankfully, I get to work from home, which provides me a lot of flexibility, but I'm in corporate world and data and technology. So yeah, that's my day job. Wayne Tweed asks, will we see more footage of you guys working on your projects? Loving the rescues and finds, but I'd love to see more wrenching. Of course, you know, as I mentioned before, I'm not some certified master service mechanic or anything like that. A lot of what I do, buy and sell, dig out, really don't do a whole lot of selling, but a lot of what I do is buying trucks, recovering them, discovering them, putting our spin on them. So yeah, we're gonna continue doing tech stuff. Yeah, we're gonna continue doing those videos where we're not just going out and rescuing something or buying something. But to be honest with you, I love doing that stuff just as much as I do turning a wrench. So this channel is gonna continue to be a mix of what it's like to be in the classic truck lifestyle, whether that's filming somebody else's truck, working on my own truck, or buying a new truck. Greaser Thoughts Garage wants to know, would you ever get anything that's not a truck and get down this year? So first part of that question, yes, I love muscle cars. I love 32 Ford Roadsters and 55 Bel Airs. Those are two of my top vehicles that I would love to own when I'm financially able to do so. I would love to have a steel body Brookville custom built 32 Roadster, and then definitely a 55 Bel Air with some sort of Rytec coilovers and, you know, Budnick billet wheels and maybe a cool fuel injected big block. And then young Chevy truck. The guy I was mentioning before, his name's Stone. We've been collabing on some videos recently, so if you haven't checked out his channel, please go do that. Awesome dude. He asked, would you ever put a dummy-sized cam in Teddy? I don't know if he meant dumb-sized or dummy-sized. Either way, I think he's asking if we put a big cam in Teddy. Not gonna put a big cam because I wanna keep it street worthy and not have any issues. And I know I'm gonna have to change the torque converter when I do actually put a cam in Teddy, but I'm looking at something pretty mild like a Howard Radler cam. That's one cam that I have actually heard and seen recently that makes the LS sound pretty much like a small block. I'm not some speed junkie, I'm not a drag racer or anything like that. I'm pretty much a cruiser, but I do want something that has a little bit more power, a little bit more sound. Howard's Radler is probably the cam that I'm gonna be putting in Teddy. What's your opinion on an 85 C10 Silverado long bed? My opinion is, love it. If that's what you want, it's within your budget, get it, make it your own. C10 Club Alabama, my buddy Jeremy. Do you believe the earth is round or flat? That's such a tough one. I don't even know if I can answer that right now. Rick Champagne, on that same line, big spoon or little spoon? Definite answer here, little spoon. I like to eat cereal, do not like to eat with a big spoon. Jump over to YouTube for the community questions. Let's see what we've got. All right, we've got 11 here, so we'll try to buzz through these pretty quickly because my family's outside eating popsicles without me. Dunagamb asks, are you happy with the 5.3 4L60E that you swapped into your GMC? Yes, I am. Is that engine just a placeholder or are you keeping Teddy mild? Definitely keeping Teddy mild. That truck is a truck that I just want to continue to keep reliable and drive thousands of miles at a time. So keeping it mild, not doing anything crazy, just gonna drive it. Big Chungus asks, what got you into making videos? Okay, so this is a topic that I like to talk about because as most of you know, or at least some of the old faithful who've watched our videos for a long time, or at least over the last 6 months, know that I just got into this 6 months ago. I just started my channel 6 months ago. I just turned this Leica camera on that I'm using right now that was a hand-me-down from my wife's boss. Just turned that on for the first time 6 months ago. And if you even watch some of the earlier videos, they were all done on an iPhone and they are terrible. Not to say that these are awesome, but those are really terrible. So we've made probably 55 videos since we've started this channel, but trucks and being inspired by other folks on YouTube like John Wargo, Stone from Young Chevy Truck, even Finnegan. Those folks inspired me to make this channel and really turn the camera around and show what we were up to in the classic truck game, specifically the C10 game. So that's what got me into making videos. And let me tell you, I know that my videos aren't the best and I'm still an amateur, but I strive to get better every single video. I continue to invest in equipment and I'm gonna continue to do that so that I can bring you all the best content possible. How do you feel about cutting up a perfectly good C10 to put twin turbos? I say, if that's what you wanna do, you got the budget for it, cut it up, make it your own. Plan on going to LS Fest this year. That's from Screamin' 86. I imagine that he's talking about LS Fest in Kentucky because that's on my side of the world. I think that's where it is, unsure. Never been before. Certainly open to going. I don't even know the dates on it. I haven't planned out that far. I do know that, like I said earlier in the video, Southeastern Truck Nationals July 13th in Goodlettsville, Tennessee, right outside of Nashville. Potentially going to be at C10s in the Park. And to go back and answer Greaser Thoughts Garage is second part of his question because I forgot to answer it. Dino's, we've talked about doing that. I like to drive everywhere I go, like drive a classic everywhere I go. And C10s in the Park and Dino's, just given my schedule for this year, I'd probably have to fly. So if I go to any of those, I'm gonna be flying. Answer is, I don't really know yet. Which wheel and setup would you recommend on a 75 C10? And he puts in parentheses, size and offset, I'm going with wheels like yours. And this is from Jesus AO. So the wheel and tire setup on my truck, Detroit steel wheels, shameless plug here. Detroit steel wheels, D-Town Steelies, 20x8 in the front, 4.75 backspace in the rear, 20x9 with a 4.5 inch backspace. And I'm on a wider 71 to 72 5-lug rear axle. So that's why the 4.5 backspace is important there. So yeah, a setup like that is gonna be pretty close to what you could use on a 75 C10, but I always suggest measuring on your own. Don't just rely on me. Don't rely on somebody else you see on YouTube or what you read. You should always measure if you're going to be ordering custom wheels. Todd Gill asks, why do you like Chevy C10s trucks opposed to Ford trucks? As for me, my dad was a Chevy man, so same for me. My dad was always a Chevy man, especially when it came to classics, and
he had some classic trucks back in the day, long before I was around. So I think that just kind of helped guide me. A lot of my friends were into GM trucks, so that just kind of pushed me toward that way. So that's why I'm interested in GM trucks. But I love Ford trucks. I will not hesitate and say I love a classic Ford truck. Pedro Guerrero asks which LS engine you think is better. I think all of them are awesome. I like Gen 1 small blocks just as much too. I'm not LS over Gen 1 small block. It just so happens I had a tight timeline when I built Teddy, and I wanted a truck when I turned the key it would run and go, and that's exactly what happened. So it's got a 5.3 in it. I love it. My buddy Rick, SQRBDY, he has got a 6.0 in his truck. We're actually putting a 5.3 in Two Trucks Ron's truck this weekend. Stay tuned for the video on that. So we're all gonna have LS trucks in the main trucks that we drive. However, we're all interested in Gen 1 small blocks. We all love big blocks. So 4.8, 5.3, 6.0, 307, 327, 350, 396, whatever your flavor, just go with it. If it's within your budget and you love it, rock it. What you gonna do with the wheels you previously had on Teddy? That's from Kirby Squad. I've actually already sold those wheels. They were 18-inch American Racing Torque Thrust 2s in the gray, and they're on our buddy Original Boys Classics Hot Rod Kev. They're on his 72 blue and white short bed C10. I don't think they've sold that truck yet. It's probably gonna be up for sale soon if they haven't, but they're on that truck and it's really awesome. On YouTube community right now, Tom Palsy asked, what's your go-to suspension setup, static versus air? So obviously I've had static more than I've had air. I had one truck that was a utility truck that had air on it. It was fine, rode great, but the setup wasn't perfect. So to say that I can speak about static versus air would probably be inaccurate, because I've never had a totally tricked out good air management system with, you know, all the shocks relocated right and all of that. So I don't think I'm equipped to speak about air. I will say that static is what I've mostly gone with. It's easy to do. It's relatively inexpensive, however you want to get the right parts for your application. I love a static drop truck. However, I'm looking in the future, as most of you know, to put an air on Teddy. Just because I want a little bit better ride, I want a little bit better stance, I want to tuck those wheels and tires a little bit more when I'm parked. So I'm gonna try some air out in the future. Not quite ready for that yet. John Dudley asked, how many 67 to 72s do you have? And how many Chevy trucks in general? That's a great question. So most of you know that I have a partner, and his name's John, and he's the guy that you see with me, particularly in the barn find video if you've watched that one recently. But any rescue of any truck that we go on, John is a part of that. So John is my truck partner. We buy trucks together, we sell trucks together, we sell parts together, we buy parts together. Everything we do is pretty much together. I mean, whether it's putting money in or splitting profit, whatever it is. To be able to quantify how many trucks that we have, I actually haven't thought about it. We've been buying quite a few, as you've seen recently. So I would say that even though they're all in different stages of operation or non-operation, it's upwards of 15 to 20. So I don't know exactly what that number is. It might actually be 25, unsure, but we've got a few spread around. All right, so that's gonna do it for YouTube. Jump over to Facebook really quickly. I'm actually gonna just refer to my phone since I have it handy right here. And this is a good point. If you're not following us on Facebook, I'll drop the Facebook link to our Whitlock Garage page down below. Rob Helms asks, I see that you mainly do short wheelbase 6772s on your videos. Have you redone any long beds? Not redone per se. We do own quite a few long beds. One of my favorite trucks is a long bed. It was my granddad's truck. I kind of teased it out a little bit, but you really haven't seen it in any videos. You will definitely be seeing it on some future videos, but it's a dark blue, I think it's 508, dark blue, 68 GMC, very much like Teddy, except it's optioned out. It's got trim, it's a solid color, beautiful, beautiful truck, original paint, all original, so it'll be a really cool truck when we bring that truck back. Matt Deal asked, which Chevy truck is your all-time favorite? And I've actually got this question and a couple of other questions John Padgett, my truck partner, actually asked. He knows the answer, but he asked that question right up under Matt, so I'm gonna answer them both right now. 1967 Chevrolet C10, big back window, so a little bit different. A lot of people get confused and think that they only made a small back window in 67, but John and I actually own a big back window. It's called a panoramic cab, and it's listed on the SPID as an option. Panoramic cab is a big back window just like a 68 through 72 truck. and that is one that we own. It's a butternut yellow truck, and if I remember, I'll drop a photo in right here of that truck just so you can see it. A 1967 Chevrolet C10 big back window truck, fleet side, full trim. That's my favorite truck of all time. Eddie Papp asked, when are you starting on C Plenty? If you don't know what C Plenty is a 73 super patina Chevrolet Suburban that we bought. Rick and I went down and got it a couple of months ago, earlier this year. Big plans to build that into something for Battle in Bama. That did not happen. My plans were super lofty, just was not able to get it ready. Instead, decided to focus on Teddy, do some upgrades to it, get it ready to roll, which we did. But C Plenty is a C20 73 two-wheel drive Suburban that has a ton of patina that honestly my goals are really lofty on. I would love to lay it flat out on the ground, rockers right on the floor, raise the cargo area floor up, put some big billets on it, put a Duramax or a Cummins or a 6.2 with a 6L80E. So, you know, big, huge, lofty plans is what I see for that Suburban. Who knows if I'll ever be able to do that, and if I do, it's gonna be a while. So C Plenty is sitting idle right now. We will probably do something a little more tame with it just to get it up and running and driving and jerking a trailer around. But ultimately, I would love to go full-blown patina, big body Suburban build on that particular Suburban. So with that, thank you guys so much for submitting your questions to us today. I mean, it has been really cool to talk about some of these things that I don't normally get to talk about, and are definitely not covered in videos all the time. So appreciate all you do for the Whitlock Garage, United by Trucks community. Keep supporting the community, and remember, we're gonna be choosing three viewers, 3 people who are a part of the UBT community. So we're gonna celebrate the 4,000, 5,000, and what I'm projecting is about to be the 6,000 subscribers. And we're gonna pick 3 people out of a list of emails that are submitted via our web address, unitedbytrucks.com. Go down to the bottom, enter your email address, and we will choose from that email list 3 winners. Thought there was a wasp flying around in here. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button below the screen there and leave us a comment. Let us know what your favorite part of this video was, and we'll catch you next time on Whitlock Garage.
Cue the music.